Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? It is Force here, and once again we have got some more Starcraft 2 commentary. Today it is going to be a series between Blast, sYz, and SeleCT. This is going to be a Terran versus Zerg. SeleCT, our red Terran player, spawning down here in the 6 o'clock spawn location on the map Terminus. And let's get some information here. SeleCT, currently the number 83rd ranked Grandmaster on the European ladder with 23 wins and 8 losses, giving him a 74.19% win ratio. His opponent over here up in the 12 o'clock spawn location of Terminus is Blast, sYz. He is currently the number 131 ranked Grandmaster on the European ladder with 65 wins and 48 losses. Both very, very strong players. This should be one exciting TVZ. Hopefully it's not just a standard TVZ, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I know people really get tired of standard play. You see the same stuff over and over and over again, but you know, it's still interesting. Even if we do see the same standard style of builds, even if we see Marine, Siege Tank, Medevac here from SeleCT, and even if we see Blast go Spieling, Bailing, Muta, it can still be lots of fun with strong players and good micro and good engagements and proper harass. But I have no idea. I'm just going to stop blabbering on here. Again, it's going to be a series between the two, more than just one game, and that is, of course, exciting in and of itself. Blast will be going hatch first here, moving on down at 15 supply. Here comes the hatchery. And there you go. Spawning pool coming shortly thereafter once he gets those next 200 minerals. And back over here for SeleCT, we can see he has gotten up his gas very early, in fact. You can see that rack's not even halfway finished, and he has already got almost 50 Vespene. So he is going to be going for a factory immediately after this barracks. Getting a very, very early factory, allowing him most likely to get some Hellions early on, which will give him some very, very quick map control. And you can just see how delayed that Rax is. Usually at 15 supply, the Rax is finishing, you make a Marine, and you make your Orbital. With the Marine, that puts you at 16 supply, the Orbital starts coming through, but you can see right there, that's definitely not the case this time. Got it quite a bit early. He actually canceled off that last SCV to make sure that he could get that Orbital out in time. And here comes that factory immediately after. So again, getting that nice and early gas allows him to get that factory right away. He's going to finish that wall off right now as well. Now back over here for sYz. No scouting yet except for this Overlord. Hasn't bothered moving out at all. Just now getting that extractor up and running. Spawning pool coming through. We should probably see 4 Zerglings. And then the 2 queens here. One at the main and one of the naturals. There are 4 Zerglings. There it is. And the 2 queens. There you have it. So with the Lynx, he'll be fanning out, getting his scouting done, checking all possible bases. He doesn't have to check this one. He knows he's not there. And also grabbing the map control there and taking those towers. Problem being, though, that SeleCT going with such an early factory, he's going to have Hellions out very, very shortly. So those Lings aren't going to be maintaining map control for very long at all. SCV, oh no, did he die? Yes, he did. SCV gets taken out there right in the corner. Quite unfortunate there for SeleCT, but again, I don't think he's too concerned right now. We got a Starport coming through. There are the double Hellions. He still just does have that 1 gas. And we will be seeing some Hellion map control very, very shortly. And again, with the 1 gas, this means he won't be going too gas heavy, so we're not going to expect anything like Cloaked Banshees, nothing fancy like that. He simply cannot afford it based off of what he's got right now. Now, Lings are coming down, but they're about to run into those Hellions, and there you go. See you later. That Ling is gone. These Lings should just be pulling back as soon as they spot the Hellions coming towards them there in the center of the map. And why are they not pulling back? Okay, so these are dead Zerglings, unless he just completely bypasses. And there you go, he bypasses. So with the Hellions, luckily for sYz, SeleCT decides not to check those towers, at least initially. And with this, he's going to see the reinforcement Hellions as well, and that's really actually very, very good for sYz. He's going to know exactly what he's up against here. Are they going to check the towers this time? What do you, come on, you're killing me here. There you go, grabs that 1 Ling, grabs that Ling as well. So no longer will sYz know what's coming. And we should be seeing SeleCT move back to the front over here. Just chill out right here with those Hellions. Stop any drones or Lings from pushing out to prevent any secondary scouting there from that Zerg player. Macro hatch coming on through here for sYz. He can't take that quick third because of these destructible debris. He would have to sacrifice droning up in order to try to do that. And there you go. Spieling's making their way across the map. Now we saw that Starport in play. With that, we're going to get a Medevac. And sYz has scouted that out, so he knows it's coming. He knows the Hellion drop is coming. Now he can prepare, moving up with his queens. Here comes some Lings as well. It'll be hard for SeleCT to do any damage, and as such, he decides to just pull back. More and more Hellions coming through. We got 12 Lings in production right now as sYz prepares to deal with this Hellion medevac push. He's going to be really concerned about the mobility there of these units. We'll be dropping those Hellions down in this lower ramp, moving on into the natural expansion, and uh-oh, this could be a big problem here for sYz. He's going to take some damage right away. Losing a few workers already. Speedlings move around first around, but the medevac just lifts it up and says, see you later, buddy. We got an expansion coming down for SeleCT. He also worked his way up into a Viking. Take a look at where that is in just a moment. There it is. Viking has no kills yet, but he will be doing his Overlord hunting. Lane's coming down, delaying this expansion over here. Medevac's decided still not to drop yet. Oh my gosh, Marine coming down to try to deal with this. Lings take him out. SeleCT is in a little bit of trouble over here. It's not going to take significant damage, but he's having a hard time dealing with these. Forcing to come back with one Hellion just to deal with these two Lings. SCV's turning around to engage. Viking moving across. We'll be getting at least one kill here in the Overlord, possibly even two. All these Hellions over here are going to roast these Zerglings. Take it easy. Oh my gosh. All these Zerglings get roasted. sYz is in some deep stuff right now, guys. He's got 9 workers killed, 10 workers killed so far. SeleCT doing a good job on sYz's economy. He's going to keep it up. Back over here, those 2 Lings have been taken care of, I'm assuming, from that Hellion plus that SCV engagement. Hellion's still doing some damage. He's one sitting idly over here. There we go. Going to pick them back up in the medevac and move out. Viking with 3 kills. Very nice. That alone should actually pay for the Viking. 3 Overlord kills is pretty significant. Speedling coming down to get us around. These Hellions very, very injured. Should be lifted up. Loses 2. Loses 3. SeleCT with a little bit of miss micro. Unfortunately ends up losing more Hellions than he probably should have. So very, very interesting opening there. And again, we saw those 2 Lings delay this expansion, but SeleCT has gotten that up finally. That is up and running, getting that saturated right now. Quite an unfortunate situation for sYz as he lost a total of 11 workers there. And look at all those resources lost. He has been definitely taking a significant hit there from that early push that we saw from SeleCT. SeleCT moving out with an SCV, getting a repair on this one Hellion that was remaining from that first engagement. Second Hellion also coming down to assist with some of these Lings trying to get map control. Still got this one right here. Also a Ling right over here. Moving all over the place with that Viking, trying to check for additional Overlords. And the Hellion's going to be pretty active here in the center of the map as well as they try to maintain some map control here for SeleCT. Now sYz should realize there's not a lot of Hellions in place, so he can push out against that if he so desires. Speedling is actually going to bypass those, engaging with just a few. The Hellions will be able to take that out. The rest of the Speedlings pulling on over here to this tower. Viking going to get another kill. This is going to be number 4 here. sYz needs to make sure his Overlords are nice and safe inside of his main base. Oh my gosh, a Hellion's still alive over here. A couple more Speedlings walking right by them. And SeleCT sees the Lings here just chilling out. He is fully aware of their existence. He's going to pull down to try to engage them. Speedlings moving down to engage. Hellions with a bit of micro, though, all set. Additional Speedlings come down. Going to get a full surround. Lifts up just the one on the high ground, and SeleCT with some micro. Heyo, with some additional damage. Ling over here checking for any possible pushes from SeleCT. SeleCT is now moving into his 3rd, getting some 1-1 upgrades, and we are going to see that Marine tank composition. You can see combat shield. Attack level 1 coming through. Stimpack is also already done. And right now we are just seeing sYz drop his 3rd as well. A little bit of engagement there with the SCV. That is quite humorous, I must say. Alright, so it is going to be Marine tank over here from SeleCT as he gets the weapons level 1 upgrade, the armor level 1 also coming through. Back over here for sYz, we can see he's got 01 upgrades right now, Carapace level 1, weapons level 2, the melee attack level 2 coming out. Also the flyer attack level 1 as he does have that Spire in play, so we will be seeing that Speedling Baneling Muta composition. And again, I talked about it in the very early stage of the game. Even though this is your standard type of composition, it's still been a pretty exciting game so far. There's been some nice micro engagements, and I have quite enjoyed it, so standard play doesn't mean bad. Viking landing gets rocked by a couple of Speedlings. Now, we do have a drop coming through here. Multi-pronged attack from SeleCT as he's moving in this direction and this direction. We'll be hitting the main base as well as that 3rd. So dropping 2 places at the same time can be very, very effective. Force your opponent to split their attention and hopefully not even notice one of them, or at least be delayed in their engagement of one of them. And that allows you, as such, to do a lot more damage. Dropping now down by the 3rd, and here comes the drop in the main. Stimming up, stimmed up Marines, starting to tear through some workers. Now a total of 16 workers killed. He's now going to do some hatch damage. Not going to kill it this time, but likely to do a bit of damage. Also a bunch of Marines dropping over here. He's going to go straight for the Spire, stimming up for the Spire. He's going to, oh, is he going to get it? Yes, he does. Gets the Spire, lifts off with 4 Marines. Only lost 4 in that engagement. This medevac and Marine has been taken care of, but they've done a lot of damage to that hatchery. At half health, another drop, especially once some more upgrades come through there for those Marines. We'll be able to drop that hatchery very quickly. You gotta be concerned about injured buildings like that, because secondary drops are really, really potent. But dropping that Spire was huge. sYz now significantly far behind. He would like to be producing more mutas right now, but he is stuck at 11 until this next Spire comes on through. Starting to work on his creep spread. So far this game, though, things have been looking really good for Select and not so good for sYz. He's just been at the brunt end of some very effective harass there from Select. Secondary drop moving in, just the 4 Marines remaining from that first drop. Stimming up, we'll be able to take out these Zerglings. Okay, they didn't stim up, so. I think had he stimmed, he would have been able to take out those Zerglings. He does have 1 remaining. We got a push coming across the map here from Select as well. That was spotted there. There was a Ling at the tower. So this is something that sYz knows about. sYz taking out that medevac. Free kill there with his mutas. Lots of Banelings going to be forced to come through here. Keep in mind that he can't make mutas yet. Very close, but Select is going to try to push before a significant amount of mutas get into play. Mutas are really the big danger there to those siege tanks. Siege tanks are, of course, needed against the Speedlings and Banelings. So we're going to be seeing an engagement very shortly. Looks like we'll be a counterattack, though. sYz making his way towards that natural expansion as the push from Select is making his way towards his base. Some Banelings get taken care of there. Also dropping some of the creep tumors. Here's the counterattack, moving on in with those Speedlings. Get a full surround over here on the tanks. SCVs moving forward to engage. Tank on the high ground gets taken out from those mutas. And we better see Select act fast, because this could do a lot of damage here. Speedlings are actually getting taken care of with that SCV wall, plus some Marines, and now it's pretty much just the mutas left over here. Continuing up his push, Select is going to continue to make his way towards that natural expansion. Also dropping towards the third. Here comes a Speedlings and Banelings tank line. Very threatening, though. Mutas still alive, still doing damage. Marine reinforcements doing what they can, but there's a significant amount of mutas over here. They'll be concerned about this push, and again, we have this drop over here. Pulling down, gonna take out the Queen and pull forward. Looks like the mutas have decided to head back home. Is there enough Marines to force them back? Got a bunch of Banelings over here, plus those Speedlings. This drop has been forced to lift off. He's gonna slowly try to encroach that tank line. Mutas come from the backside, trying to do some damage. Gonna snipe one tank. Yes, but he loses a lot of mutas as a result. Tries to get that second tank. Here come the Speedlings and Banelings. Don't know if this is going to work too well for him. More Speedlings and Banelings coming out, though, and he might have enough. Pulling forward, trying to get us around. Takes out the tanks. Takes out the Marines. Little drop over here, but just 1 Marine left. Select's aggression gets taken care of as sYz pushes. Gets the full surround there on those tanks and Marines, and is able to pick off some of those tanks as well with those mutas. And unbelievably able to defend. Now, he did do some damage as well, but look at this. Oh, another task force here for Select. Not quite out of it yet. Taking a look at the resources lost, they are about even. Number of workers killed, they're about even as well. Blasted some pretty significant damage there with that counterattack with these Speedlings and mutas. Very, very effective form. Weapons level 3 upgrade is coming through. Armor level 2 is now finished here. 1 weapon upgrade there for the mech as well. And taking a look at upgrades over here, we are 2-2 for the ground units, the melee units, and 0-0 actually. That's right, because I thought he was getting the flyer attack level 1, but that did get sniped out with that initial Spire, and it looks like he hasn't continued to research that as well with that second Spire that came through. Gonna be pushing across the map right now, killing off some creep tumors. Does have a Marine over here, that's not doing a lot though. Mutas just dancing across the map. And we're going to see that slow push again here from Select. And let's see if sYz is able to engage with it. Speedlings, Banelings, and mutas pulling forward. I don't know if he's got enough. He's going to be careful about that Marine micro. Needs to make sure his Banelings get close enough. There's too many Marines here. Going to force back those mutas. He cannot engage that many Marines with that many mutas. Not without any Speedling, Baneling support. That's what he really needs. He's got a few more Speedlings over here. Could use a few more Banelings with that. 26 more Speedlings coming out. Select getting up this 4th is going to be huge. He's going to start to pull ahead pretty drastically in economy. And sYz, he's definitely going to need another expansion soon, or else he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Taking a quick look at the income, you can see Select is quite certainly ahead. Spielings and Mutas pulling forward. We got this medevac coming on down. Let's see the Mutas take that out. Looks like he will. Nothing doing. Takes out the medevac with all those Marines. Select continuing to push on over in this direction. I don't see any banelings. Yes, there they are. 22 banelings coming through right up over there on the high ground. This is a very vulnerable siege tank over here. Gonna try to push in the expansion. Spielings pulling forward with those Mutas. We got all these Marines moving on up. Tons of medevacs joining them as well. Gonna be a lot of damage over here. Spielings and Mutas pulling on up into the main and the 4th base over here. And here we go, pulling on forward. We're going to see some banelings join the fun here. All the Marines going to get forced to lift off. He has lost that expansion, however, that is a problem. And he calls GG. Quite an exciting game number 1 here between sYz and Select. Unfortunately for sYz, he was too far behind for a majority of the game, and although we saw some nice counter harass, he just wasn't able to get ahead. A big problem too was economically, he was hurting and he was behind, given the fact that Select was on 4 bases, and losing this many Mutas over here certainly didn't help his cause either. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this game number 1. Game number 2 coming up in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.